Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, we did end up getting ourselves a little bit of wax, which I'll explain a little bit more in detail later, but here it is. Here's the wax we received. It's not totally clean yet. It was just boiled one time over and then I let it dry. So I'll have to come back and do the double boiler next time, clean it up a bit more. But I'll just be using this for new hives or new boxes when we're adding more. But welcome back. We'll be doing an update video on the hives. I know it's been a while, but it's currently mid-August, which is hornet season. And we had a crazy few events happening here. All that jalapeno project I tried to work on was a disaster. All the jalapenos ended up dying, so I'll need to go back to the drawing board for that. So there's a spider web blocking the way. But yeah, so we had a few incidents occur. Few hives have left, and we've gathered some. This one's doing fine. But we did have a big tragedy recently. Yeah, the big tragedy was, I mean, you could kind of, oh, there's a hornet attacking. Let me grab a net. All right, got the net. This is the net I've been massacring hornets, the Asian Giant Hornets. Well, I don't know, it's not like the common one you normally see, but it started this week that they've actually been coming a lot. But whenever I get the net, they're always gone. They're pretty smart. Let me just double check. But it's pretty hot, pretty humid. So a lot of the bees are out right now. I'll leave that on the ground for now. But basically what happened here was, up here, a cow fell down here, and I just made a quick video on my phone that morning. It was on Monday morning. Woke up that there was a cow here, and it knocked over these 5 hives, and then somehow ended up at the top and knocked over one up there. This one was fine. But yeah, these hives got knocked over. I checked them out a few days later. I picked them all back up, tied them back down, and then I checked them, and only one of them had major damage, which was this one. The bottom box even broke, so I had to replace the bottom box, and it was actually, this one was the only one that was a bit scattered. I think the top box was separated. The wax and comb fell everywhere. It was a huge disaster. But as you can see, this is about almost a week later. All the bees are still here. And they're doing really well still. So I think we have minimum casualty situation. We did have a damaged roof, so I replaced this one. Oh, there's the hornet. Which, let's see what he's... got his ass. Yeah. Wait, where'd he go? Yeah. So we're here slaughtering hornets. I don't really want to touch them. I'll leave them there for the bugs. But yeah, just on our normal patrol out here. Weekly patrol to catch and kill these hornets. But I know with the Japanese bees, they have the bee ball. They have ways to fight back, but They just had, and the interesting thing is the hornets didn't start coming until the cow. Once the cow came, then the hornets were here that morning. When I saw them, there was like wax and everything right here. It was a mess. So I stacked up all the hives back up. I had to set up a hornet trap, so I got one of them half dead, half alive, stuck on one of those plastic, not a plastic, it's a rat trap. With a rat trap, you put one of the hornets, and they kind of set an alert to the other ones, and the other ones try to help them out, and they also get stuck. So I set out one of those, and I went out here, and I think I caught 20 myself with the net, killed them. Look, here's another one. What do you get? Yeah, let me get the... And actually, I have no protection on whatsoever right now. Yeah, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. But I don't want to jinx myself, but it's honestly been decent. I haven't had any issues. The only times I've ever been stung, I've been stung twice now. Yeah, the hornet's up here. I see his ass. But I've been stung twice. Yeah, he's in the tree. He thinks I can't see him, but he's slithering around up there. But I'll leave it for now. Oh, here, he's back. Yeah, if he like slows down. Oh, shit. This guy's, he's fast. That's a fast one. See when they're, I think he's interested in me. Yeah. But, all right, sorry, as I was saying, the Japanese bees can fight back, but I haven't seen them with their bee ball at all. I haven't seen them attack at all. But I think they've just been on the defensive ever since the cow came. Now they were just on a constant defense. These guys are doing the worst. This is, yeah, as you can see, they have few guards in the front. I should really put a reducer up in the front since they're very limited here. What else has happened was all these bottom ones have been fine. This hive originally was very weak from when it got transported here. And I ended up catching one hive that was from the top that they left the hive due to wax moths, which was another issue I had recently. So wax moths were a big issue. And here's the box that I was mentioning before that got destroyed by the cow. This one right here. Yeah, and that's just an extra box that's just the wrong size. Yeah, so wax moths have been an issue that I've been running into. And it completely, one of my stronger hives with one of the most, like the best wax on the, or like the best comb rather. They're the ones that were hurt the most. This is one, this was a split that I caught myself, which is actually doing really well out of all the other hives. So the splits that I caught, this one was a weak hive, which had a terrible ant attack, which I think we squashed. The ants ended up making a nest up at the top. So we've been going through quite the learning experience with all these hives. It's my first year having Japanese bees, and I have a lot of bees, so I'm learning a lot from each of the hives and what's good, what's bad, and what to take in account. So these 3 hives are still active. This one, there are still bees. They've been hanging on by a thread for the longest time. It's the smallest. I think it's queenless. So they're not bringing anything in. At this point, they're just kind of, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with them. I've been doing a lot of anti-ant, counter-ant initiatives. So I have some cinnamon sticks because I read that cinnamon detracts, or not detracts, but repels ants, allegedly, more or less. Maybe it's semi effective. I know they said ground cinnamon, but it rains a lot here. So I figured the sticks would last longer and maintain the smell a little longer. So that's what we're going with. That's the option. That's what we're going with here. But yeah, this hive's doing well. This hive was doing well. I made a mistake. There was actually comb that fell. And now, hindsight, I now know I think it was because of wax moths. But I actually assumed, and the bees were all around it. So I assumed that this hive had like a massive growth spurt. So I added a fourth box from the top. That was a mistake because they didn't need it. It was just actually wax that fell. And I actually need to go on here and take out one of those boxes. But I'll do it when it gets closer to the winter time and they need less space. Since it's hot right now, it's kind of fine to have extra room for them to air things out. And it looks like they're doing a lot better. I bought this chemical, which I'll put a picture of what it is on the screen. But you spray it on the bottom board, and it detracts the wax moths, the larvae, which we're having pretty big issues with right now. But yeah, I mean, I think in the next month or two, there'll be some honey to harvest. That wax I showed you earlier was the wax from the hive that had the wax moth problems and that they left. And I have a bait board over down here under the kiwi tree. We caught them and I put them in a dying hive, the second one there on the right, which now they're doing very well in that box. So close call. But right now down here we still have our 6 hives doing well, 3 up top, so we're only at 9. I've had 11, but I mean technically we still have 10, but the 10th one in the back, there's still bees in there, but there's hardly any comb, and the comb's dying, and they're not really adding more to it. So I don't really know what they're doing anymore, considering them a lost cause. Yeah, I think overall, I think we haven't had any typhoons yet. Had some strong winds, but we do have them all tied down as of right now. I'll want to make sure they're secure a little later in the week. And I'm just checking on these guys about once a week, at least. A couple of them also do need new boxes soon as well, but not quite yet, probably a little later. Either by next month, early next month, I'll be adding boxes. I have another potential solution for these hives and the ant problem. I read that like turf is a good material that ants don't like to climb up, so it does help like another protective layer. These crates that we have here for the beer crates, they're good to keep them elevated, but it's a little difficult. I tried spraying peppermint along them as well, which I'm a little questionable about the effectiveness on that. But I want to try having like a solid layer. I know they always say moats, like a water moat, but that's a little difficult with the shape of these crates. So I would like to try putting a layer on top, like between the box and the crate. I want to put a little thing of turf to see if that helps provide a barrier for ants to climb up. Obviously you have the straps that they can still climb up as well, but I also still have the oil, like an oil and peppermint solution to put on that as well. And this is just temporary, just during when typhoon season is going to be hitting anytime. I just want it to be prepared just in case. But yeah, that's a bit of an update. I know there's a lot that's happened, and I haven't really documented much just because it's all been a little crazy. I know I did a couple videos of catching one of those swarms, and I got stung real bad. My hand was really swollen from it, because I think I got stung 4 times in one hand. It was pretty bad for like a week. That was catching that swarm that left due to the wax moths. So yeah, those are the only 2 times I've been stung. I think I was starting to talk about that, but I've been stung twice. Both times were just from catching a swarm. Once in the leg, and then once, well, 4 times in the hand, but it was all like 2 incidents. No, but yeah, just update. Still have, now we're at 9 hives. We're in mid hornet season, and we've massacred quite a lot of hornets so far. But the bees, they're handling it pretty well. They're not really stressed. The boxes are holding up, preventing any intruders coming in, so they're doing good that way. And yeah, I did take away some of the shade just because of high winds. I'm worried about it acting as a sail, so only some of them have the covers on the top. Yeah, yeah. And I know I had a comment on one of my videos of adding a box to this. Was it this one? This one? Maybe it was that one, which actually I think, now looking at it, I think I accidentally swapped where hives used to be. I think this guy used to be there, but I accidentally swapped them. But it seemed like they figured it out. Yeah, there was an issue that I was in the front and I lifted the box up. So when you're solo, I know the only way to add boxes for these Japanese beehives, the pile box hive, is you need to put it on the bottom. So you add boxes to the bottom to give them more room to grow down. And when you're by yourself, I know I've seen videos that they have like a machine that you can crank. It's like a pulley that lifts up the boxes and you can put a box in. I don't have that. It's a bit of an expensive gadget, and I think it works for their specific boxes. And honestly, I haven't spent too much money on these hives at all. This has been a low budget thing. I've been gifted a lot of this stuff. The bees, I haven't bought any bees. They've all just been gifted to me. The crates, the bricks, kind of sourced. The wood was a trade from my father-in-law. Traded some things for the wood for the boxes that we made. I just had to buy some hardware to put them together, so it's been very, very low budget for it. So, and also my wife and her family, they're not too keen on helping too much other than getting the things for me. So I need to, you know, maintain these guys by myself. So adding the box like that is the only way to do that. So that's kind of the solution for it. But yeah, well, just a quick update. So appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, comments, I'll try to post again on any other updates. But I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.